Today, we're diving into the incredible world of Renaissance architecture. This was a time that completely tore up the old rulebook for how buildings were designed, shifting from a focus on pure faith to a new obsession with pure mathematics. So, let's explore how this amazing transformation happened. To really get how radical this was, you have to start with this one question. It's the same question architects in 14th century Italy started asking themselves. What is a building's beauty came from perfect proportions and a logical design, instead of just, trying to stretch as high as possible toward the heavens? This single thought changed absolutely everything. You see, before the Renaissance, if you were to walk through Europe, the skyline was just this forest of soaring spires and super intricate stonework. For centuries, one single, powerful style dominated everything. This was the age of Gothic architecture. And the entire Gothic mindset is captured right here. You've got these pointed arches, right? They're constantly drawing your eye upward. The whole design is vertical, meant to feel tall, almost impossibly so. And it was incredibly decorative. Every single surface was telling some kind of religious story. The focus was one thing and one thing only, to inspire awe and devotion to God. But then, something started to shift. Down in prosperous Italian city-states like Florence, a new way of thinking started bubbling up. You had these wealthy merchant families and civic leaders who, flush with cash and ambition, started looking for new ways to show off their power and sophistication, not just their piety. So they started looking back, not to the recent past, but way back, to the ancient world of Greece and Rome. And that's exactly what the word Renaissance means. It's French for rebirth, and that's the perfect word for it. Because it wasn't about inventing something totally new from scratch. It was about rediscovering all these forgotten principles of harmony, logic, and humanism that had defined the classical world. It was literally a rebirth of ideas that had been collecting dust for 1,000 years. This quote right here, it's basically their mission statement. Instead of those complex, God-focused structures, the new goal was order, balance, and harmony. And the tools to get there weren't just stone and mortar anymore. Now, it was about mathematics, ratios, and the design elements of the ancient world. Okay, so that's the big idea, but how did they actually do it? Well, they created a new blueprint, a whole set of clear principles that any architect could follow to create a building that felt both beautiful and, intellectually satisfying. Let's break this down. First up, symmetry and proportion. This was huge. A building had to be perfectly balanced, with every part relating to the whole through clear mathematical ratios. They were obsessed with perfect geometry. The circle and the square were seen as the ultimate, most perfect forms. All of this led to a feeling of balance and clarity, stripping away all that extra decoration from the Gothic style. And notice the horizontal emphasis. These buildings feel stable, grounded, and human-scaled instead of desperately soaring up to the heavens. And to put these principles into practice, they went straight back to the classical playbook. They revived the ancient architectural orders, which are basically complete systems for designing columns. There were three main ones: the simple Doric, the elegant Ionic, and the one you're looking at here, the super ornate Corinthian. And these weren't just for decoration. They were the fundamental building blocks of this new logical system. They also made another huge change. They completely ditched the pointed Gothic arch. In its place, they brought back the simple, elegant, and structurally powerful rounded arch of the Romans. I mean, just look at it. It's clean, it's logical, it feels complete. It's kind of like the architectural equivalent of a perfect sentence. Looking at them side by side like this, the contrast is just stark. It's night and day. Where Gothic arches were pointed, Renaissance arches were rounded. Gothic design was tall and vertical, Renaissance was balanced and horizontal. The style went from super decorative to simple and clear. And maybe most importantly, the whole focus shifted from being purely about religion to a new blend of logic and humanism, celebrating human intellect right alongside divine power. Now, these ideas were totally revolutionary, but they were just ideas. They needed a genius, a true visionary, to prove they could actually work on a massive scale. And that genius was an architect from Florence who would become the father of this whole new style. His name was Filippo Brunelleschi. He was a goldsmith, a sculptor, and an engineer who actually traveled to Rome just to study its ancient ruins. He came back with a vision that would go on to define an entire era. And this was his masterpiece, the magnificent dome of the Florence Cathedral. Now get this, for over a century, the cathedral just sat there with a giant hole in its roof because nobody knew how to build a dome that big. They just couldn't figure it out. Brunelleschi solved it not with the old methods, but with radical new engineering and mathematical principles. This dome was the ultimate proof that the Renaissance way worked. I mean, his legacy is just immense. He didn't just design a famous dome, he fused science and art in a way that no one had for 1,000 years. He proved in the most breathtaking way possible that this new architecture of logic and proportion could create something just as awe-inspiring as any Gothic cathedral. Now, I know this all might seem like ancient history, but the principles born during the Renaissance are still all around us. The blueprint they created fundamentally changed architecture. Forever. So why does this all matter now? Because the ideas revived back then didn't just stay in the past. They became the foundation for centuries of Western architecture. They influenced the design of the most important public buildings we see today. Think about government capitals, grand banks, universities, and museums. They all use the language of the Renaissance to project the sense of order, logic, and permanence. Which brings us to a final thought. The next time you're walking around downtown, take a closer look at the older, more formal buildings. Look for the rounded arches, the perfect symmetry, the classical columns. Can you spot the Renaissance in your own city? Because once you start looking for these rules of harmony, I promise you'll start seeing them absolutely everywhere.